All right, you sick fucks, welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're going deep into the life and death of Matthew Perry. Yeah, Chandler fucking Bing, strap in assholes, because this shit gets dark.
We're taking a hard look at the man behind the persona, his struggles, and the legal shitstorm that erupted after his death.
This dude was born with a silver spoon shoved so far up his ass it probably tickled his tonsils. Divorced parents, hotshot journalist mom, actor dad, went to school with fucking Justin Trudeau, Canada, eh? And get this, the guy was a ranked junior tennis player. What a bizarre fucking combo, right?
It is an interesting mix. While his upbringing was privileged, Perry's parents' divorce and his feelings of being an outsider, even in that environment, might have laid the groundwork for his later issues.
So mommy and daddy's issues fucked him up. Color me surprised. Money doesn't buy happiness, kids. Anyway, Perry started acting early. You might have caught his sorry ass on Growing Pains, talk about foreshadowing, or even Beverly Hills 90210. The dude was hustling before Friends.
He was. These early roles, though, not as iconic, reveal his early dedication to the craft.
All right, let's get to the good shit. Friends, this is wild. Perry was almost on this other show. LAX 2194. Some futuristic airport bullshit. Thank fuck he dodged that bullet. Because then he landed Chandler Bing. And became a global superstar at 24. Talk about a glow-up.
It's a pivotal moment in his career. He was the youngest of the main cast. And even as Friends skyrocketed him to fame, his struggles with addiction were already brewing.
By 2002, the dude was pulling in a cool $1 million per episode. And an Emmy nomination on top of that. Must be nice. Of course, he was doing movies on the side, too. Fools Rush In, the whole 9 yards, you know, that kind of shit.
His career was on fire, but behind the scenes, a darker story was unfolding.
Okay, buckle up, buttercups.
Yeah.
Now we're getting to the heavy shit. Addiction, pancreatitis, a fucking colon burst. This is where shit gets real. Perry was battling some serious demons. Vicodin, methadone, amphetamines, booze, the whole goddamn cocktail.
His addiction was incredibly severe. He admitted that he doesn't remember filming 3 years of Friends because of the drugs and alcohol. His co-stars were worried sick and tried to help. Ultimately, addiction is a battle you have to fight on your own terms.
In 2018, his colon burst. The dude spent 2 weeks in a coma and 9 months with a colostomy bag. Fucking brutal.
It was a life-threatening event that underscored the severity of his struggle and the potential consequences of addiction. A colostomy bag is a surgical procedure where a portion of the colon is diverted to an opening in the abdomen, and it can be a challenging experience both physically and emotionally.
And get this, during a medical procedure, his heart stopped for 5 fucking minutes because of the propofol. 5 minutes. They had to pound on his chest and bring him back with CPR, breaking 8 of his ribs in the process. Talk about a near-death experience.
It's a testament to his resilience that he survived these multiple brushes with death. Propofol is a powerful anesthetic, and the incident highlights the potential risks associated with medical procedures, especially when combined with pre-existing conditions.
Oh, and hold on to your hats, folks. He was also getting ketamine infusions for anxiety.
Ketamine.
Ketamine therapy is becoming increasingly common for treating conditions, like anxiety and depression. However, the circumstances surrounding Perry's use of ketamine are quite troubling, as we'll discuss later. So before we get too far, let's unpack some of the things we talked about. In the last segment, we were just discussing Matthew Perry's use of ketamine for anxiety.
Ketamine?
Yeah.
What the fuck is up with that? Isn't that horse tranquilizer shit?
Ketamine is indeed used as an anesthetic in veterinary medicine, but in recent years, it's gained recognition. As a potential treatment for mental health conditions, like depression and anxiety, it's administered in controlled settings, under the supervision of medical professionals. However, as we alluded to earlier, the context surrounding Perry's ketamine use raises serious concerns.
Okay, so let's talk about those shady motherfuckers. Who got indicted after Perry's death? Starting with his personal assistant. What a goddamn snake. It's alleged that the assistant, along with 2 doctors, facilitated Perry's access to ketamine beyond what was prescribed for his anxiety treatments.
So these asshats were essentially enabling his addiction. What a bunch of vultures. What about those drug dealers?
One of the dealers was a Hollywood director named Eric Fleming. You might remember him from that dumpster fire of a reality show, The Surreal Life. Apparently he was supplying ketamine to Perry's assistant, knowing full well that the actor was struggling with addiction.
A director. Talk about a fall from grace. So what's the latest with these scumbags? Are they rotting in prison where they belong?
Well, 3 of them, including Perry's assistant and Fleming, have already pleaded guilty to charges related to supplying Perry with the lethal ketamine. They're facing significant prison sentences.
Good. Throw away the fucking key.
Yeah.
But what about those doctors? Aren't they supposed to, like, help people? This is some seriously fucked up shit.
It's a blatant violation of their professional oath. One of them, Mark Chavez, has also agreed to plead guilty. His medical license has been suspended, and he's likely facing prison time as well. The other doctor is still awaiting trial.
Fucking disgraceful. They were preying on a vulnerable man. Makes me sick to think about it.
It's a stark reminder that addiction can make even the most successful and wealthy individuals targets for exploitation. It's a tragic situation where Perry's vulnerability was clearly taken advantage of.
So Perry was basically paying these assholes to feed his addiction. How much did they manage to squeeze out of him?
Reports indicate that Perry paid the two doctors $55,000 in cash for ketamine in just the 2 months leading up to his death.
55 grand. That's insane. I guess when you're a celebrity swimming in millions, money is no object, huh?
It appears that was the case here. Perry was desperately seeking relief from his anxiety and pain, and these individuals exploited that desperation for their own profit.
It's a truly fucked up story. But hey, at least Perry's death has brought some positive changes. Like maybe some good can come out of this tragedy.
Yes, his death has brought much-needed attention to the dangers of ketamine abuse and the need for stricter regulations on its distribution. The LAPD launched a full investigation into his death, which ultimately led to these charges.
So maybe some good could come out of this mess after all. It's a damn shame it took something this tragic to make people pay attention.
It's a stark reminder that addiction doesn't discriminate. It can affect anyone. Regardless of fame or fortune, we need to do more to support those who are struggling and hold those accountable who exploit vulnerability.
Well said. You know, it's easy to judge Perry for his addiction. We can't forget that the man was a comedic genius. Chandler Bing was fucking hilarious.
He was an incredibly talented actor. His comedic timing was impeccable, and his portrayal of Chandler resonated with audiences worldwide.
He brought so much laughter into the world, it's still hard to believe he's gone.
His absence is deeply felt by fans everywhere. However, his legacy of laughter lives on.
At least he got to be part of the Friends reunion special before he died. I bet that meant a lot to him.
The reunion was a heartwarming testament to the show's cultural impact and the enduring bond between the cast members. It provided closure for fans and gave Perry a chance to reconnect with his friends' family one last time.
You know what always impressed me about Perry? Was his honesty about his struggles. He didn't try to hide the dark shit.
He was remarkably candid about his addiction. In his memoir, Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing, he spoke openly about his relapses, his near-death experiences, and the constant battle he faced.
He even talked about how much money he spent trying to get sober. Millions of dollars. It takes guts to be that honest, especially when you're in the public eye.
It was a brave and impactful decision. By sharing his story, he helped destigmatize addiction and showed others they aren't alone in their struggles.
He also opened that rehab center, Perry House, right?
He did. It was his way of giving back and helping others grappling with addiction. He knew the challenges firsthand and wanted to create a safe and supportive environment for recovery.
See, the dude had a good heart. It's just a damn shame those demons kept dragging him down.
Addiction is a complex disease that can have a devastating impact on individuals and those around them. Despite his best efforts, Perry ultimately succumbed to the grip of this illness.
Let's raise a glass to Matthew Perry, a brilliant comedic mind and a complex human being who fought hard but ultimately lost his battle.
We'll miss you, man.
To Matthew Perry, a talented actor, a brave soul, and a reminder of the human cost of addiction. All right, folks, we're going to dive into some of Perry's work beyond Friends. Stick around. So we talked about all the good, the bad, and the ugly of Matthew Perry's life, but let's not forget, the man had a career outside of that Friends bubble. He did some other interesting stuff right at.
Absolutely. Perry wasn't a one-trick pony. He was a talented actor who took on a variety of roles, some more successful than others.
Like that Ron Clark story thing. He got a Golden Globe nomination for that one, didn't he?
He did. It was a dramatic role, quite different from Chandler Bing. Perry played Ron Clark, a passionate teacher who moves from a small town to New York City to teach in a challenging inner-city school.
See, the man had range. So what else did he do besides teaching those snot-nosed kids?
He starred in the television series Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, created by Aaron Sorkin. It was a behind-the-scenes look at a sketch comedy show, and Perry played the head writer.
Ah, Aaron Sorkin, the king of fast-talking walk-and-talk dialogue. Did Perry manage to keep up?
He did quite well. The show was critically acclaimed, though it didn't achieve the same level of mainstream success as Friends.
Well, not everything can be a mega hit. What about movies? Did he do anything decent besides those rom-com flicks from the Friends era?
He starred in the comedy 17 again. Alongside Zac Efron, it was a body swap comedy where Perry's character, a middle-aged man, gets a chance to relive his high school glory days.
Okay, that actually sounds kind of funny. So he was doing comedy, drama, body swap shenanigans, anything else. Did he ever try his hand at voice acting?
He did. He voiced Benny, a smooth-talking ghoul, in the video game Fallout New Vegas. It was a role that showcased his comedic talents in a different medium.
Wait, seriously. Benny the Ghoul. That's fucking hilarious. I never knew that.
Apparently, Ellen DeGeneres was a fan of the game and recommended Perry for the role.
Ellen DeGeneres. Now, that's a crossover I didn't see coming. So it seems like Perry was trying to break out of the Chandler Bing mold, even if he didn't always hit the mark.
He was definitely exploring different creative avenues. He also created and starred in several television shows like Mr. Sunshine, Go On, and a reboot of The Odd Couple.
Yeah, I remember those shows. They weren't exactly groundbreaking. But hey, at least he was trying to do his own thing.
It speaks to his ambition and his desire to keep pushing himself creatively. He wasn't content to just rest on his friends' laurels.
All right, so Matthew Perry. A talented actor, a troubled soul, and a comedic icon. It's a damn shame he's gone. But at least he left behind a legacy of laughter and a reminder that even those who seem to have it all can struggle with inner demons.
His story is a powerful reminder that addiction can touch anyone, regardless of their fame or fortune. It's a call for compassion and understanding, and a reminder that we need to support those who are battling this devastating disease.
Well said. All right, you beautiful degenerates. That's our deep dive into the life and legacy of Matthew Perry. He may be gone, but Chandler Bing will live on forever in our hearts. And hey, remember, if you're struggling with addiction, don't be afraid to reach out for help. There's no shame in asking for a lifeline.
And never underestimate the power of laughter. It may not solve all our problems, but it can sure as hell make the ride a little bit easier.
Damn straight. Stay weird, stay wild, and keep laughing, you magnificent bastards. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.